This is the Turtle Beach VelocityOne Flight Universal Control System, and it's a great bit of kit for users of Xbox Series X and S, Xbox One and Windows PCs, and it's got everything that you need to start flying right away. So you've no need to worry about buying any add-ons, which of course you do need to do with some other systems. It's got a push-pull yoke, a modular throttle quadrant complete with pitch trim, and it's even got built-in rudder controls, as well as real-time data display and plenty of other buttons and switches that will make you feel just like a real pilot. They've struck a really great balance between features, realism and cost. Now, Turtle Beach are a global gaming accessory manufacturer based in San Diego, California, and they're really well known for their audio products. This time around, they've collaborated with aeronautical engineers and pilots to create the VelocityOne Flight system, and it'll give you a really great flight experience, perfect for use with flight sims like Microsoft Flight Simulator, which of course we've got loaded up today. You get controls for both heavy jets and light aircraft with dedicated controls for both. And the bit that makes this system really exciting, for me anyway, is the flight management display, which takes the immersive experience to the next level. In this video, we're going to show you all of the awesome features that we've talked about in more detail, but even better than that, if you can get yourself down to the Scan showroom in Bolton, we've got one on display in our dedicated flight sim area that you can try out for yourself. So let's start with how you set it all up before we look at all the parts in action. They have made setup really simple and quick, and all of the instructions that you need can be found in the included leaflet. The VelocityOne comes in just two parts, which slot together. You can clamp it to the desk using the Allen key, which is cleverly hidden away in here, which is a nice design feature. You use this to loosen the feet and then clamp to your desk and tighten. And the cables that you get are colour-coded, again, a really nice little touch which simplifies the whole process. You connect the two parts with the blue cable and then connect to your Xbox or PC using the red cable. I'm using PC today, obviously, and we connected it earlier. So you can see that the VelocityOne is all lit up, which lets you know that all of your parts are communicating. The VelocityOne is a nice sturdy bit of kit, and it's perfect for Xbox and PC, as we say. It's going to give you a great step up from using just a controller, and for the price, it gives you some super features, looks great, and will make you feel the real deal. But compared to, say, the Honeycomb Alpha flight controls, which we've featured before on our YouTube channel, it does feel less premium, if I'm honest. Bear in mind though that this system is aimed at a different audience, and it comes in at around £350 for the whole setup, including built-in rudders, whereas the Alpha is just a yoke and switch panel, and it's designed to be premium. You'd need to add in a throttle quadrant and rudders to get all of the same controls that you get here, and the overall cost of that will be boosted to around £600. You'd also need space on the floor for traditional rudders. Quite a difference in cost, and of course they take up more space with the rudders on the floor too, as obviously in real planes the rudders are controlled by your feet, whereas the VelocityOne builds them into the controllers here. And of course this system has also been designed to work with the Xbox, meaning that rather than having everything exactly where it would be in an aircraft, and like you'd find on those premium replica peripherals, there's a lot of thought of effort into them going into all of the places that are optimized in terms of position, rather than exactly as you'd find in an aircraft. So although it's not 100% realistic to a real plane, it's a really good compromise, and of course easy to use. That said, if you did want to eventually add to your VelocityOne system by adding in separate rudder controls on the floor, you can of course do that. Okay, so now let's take a look at the menu itself, which I'm really impressed with. It's really intuitive and it's super easy to use. We'll take you through the main features that you're going to use. The first thing that you need to do is to select your input, and that's just Xbox or PC. Of course, we're on PC, so we've selected that. It might take you a minute or two to switch and set up, and then you can play around with all of the options. The first thing that I did was change the LED colours, and there's a wide range of colours in there to choose from, and you can also change the brightness. Training mode is also a really great feature, as you can literally press all of the buttons and it will tell you what they all do, so you can get your head around that before you first fly. And you can also assign functions to those that don't already have them, which is really nice. The chronometer shows the time and the total flying time that you've accrued. And they're the main features that you'll need on the menu. So now let's take a look at the controls. The yoke, which is here, has got true to life 180-degree handle rotation, which has been tuned for smooth and precise adjustments of any aircraft. And you can really feel that. It's nice to handle and it moves smoothly. Now, the modular throttle quadrant, which is this part here, that's got 10 programmable buttons and an integrated trim wheel that provide a realistic experience for both light aircrafts and heavy jets, the dual lever for larger aircrafts and the vernier controls for smaller ones like the Cessna. Now, this is the part that makes it feel like a real aircraft to me, as I said, the status indicator panel, where you'll get real-time status alerts and can monitor essential cockpit, navigation and engine systems and warnings. And as I showed you earlier, you can change the LED colours and brightness in the menu. And you can even swap between two different panels to fine-tune the cockpit to your liking, which is something that we haven't seen before in a system like this, and a really nice touch that they've added. And then those integrated rudder controls that I spoke about, they mean that you can taxi, land and turn your aircraft easily. So that's the VelocityOne flight control system from Turtle Beach. I think it's great, and it's a perfect addition to your flight sim gaming that will give you maximum features and realism in one system that's ready to use out of the box and at a good price point. It's available now at scan.co.uk, or don't forget, you can of course come and check it out for yourself in our Bolton showroom, along with other flights and racing sim peripherals.